If your tool chest is full of regrets, you're a real woodworker. Every dented chisel, every battered mallet, and every tool with a story, those are the badges of honor we collect along the way. Mistakes aren't just inevitable, they're practically a rite of passage in this craft. If your glue-ups are just wishful thinking, welcome. We've all stared at a panel, clamped it tight, and hoped the wood would magically align itself. Spoiler, it never does. But hey, that's how you learn what not to do. And if you think rules are just suggestions, you're in the right place. Sometimes, the urge to improvise is just too strong to resist. Who needs a tape measure when you've got eyeballing it down to an art form? Every woodworking rule exists for a reason, so naturally, I ignored them all. Today I set out to build furniture using only the classic mistakes every woodworker secretly dreads. Why? Because sometimes you have to break things to really understand how they work. First, I glued end grain to end grain. No dowels, no biscuits, just pure chaos. If you've ever wondered what happens when you ignore every joinery tip in the book, let me tell you, it's not pretty. The glue barely held, and the boards felt like they were one sneeze away from falling apart. Next, I grabbed boards fresh off the shelf, no acclimating, no moisture check, just living life on the edge. The wood was still practically sweating from the lumberyard, but I cut it up anyway. If you've ever skipped this step, you know what's coming. Warps, twists, and a whole lot of regret. For fasteners, I used the cheapest screws I could find. You know the ones. Those bargain bin specials that look like they'll snap if you even look at them wrong. Into hardwood. Spoiler, they did not like it. The screws stripped, snapped, and left me questioning every decision I'd made up to that point. It was like trying to hold a table together with spaghetti. Then, I skipped sanding steps, straight from rough to finish. Because who needs smooth furniture, right? The surface felt like a cheese grater, and the finish just highlighted every flaw. It was a masterclass in how not to prep your wood. And finally, I rushed the finish. One thick coat, no drying. I slathered it on like I was icing a cake, and the result was a sticky, drippy mess that never really cured. Patience is a virtue, one I clearly didn't have that day. Honestly, at first, it all looked weirdly fine. The furniture stood up. The joints held, and for a brief, shining moment, I thought I'd gotten away with it. But then time happened. Joints loosened, panels warped, cracks popped up everywhere. The mistakes I made came back to haunt me, one by one, as the furniture slowly fell apart before my eyes. Here's the kicker. Not everything failed. Some joints held on, some panels stayed flat, and a few pieces actually survived the chaos. It was a weird mix of disaster and unexpected success. Some mistakes barely made a dent, while others, total disaster. It's wild how forgiving wood can be, until it isn't. Turns out, experience teaches more than any rulebook. Every failure is a lesson, and every mistake is a step toward getting better. You can read all the guides you want, but nothing beats learning the hard way. So if you've ever broken a woodworking rule, smash that like button. Wear your mistakes with pride. They're proof you're actually building something. Comment: mistake. If you want to see me rebuild this the right way. And subscribe, because next time, I'm testing even crazier ideas. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens when I push woodworking mistakes to the absolute limit.